I want to thank Jonathan, who I would say is probably the most, one of the most noteworthy writers and activists in public education. How fitting that he would be the one to cut the ribbon, to honor Dr. Haberman, Dr. Haberman's legacy, his family, and we will all honor his legacy by continuing the hard work we do of teaching all children well in the Milwaukee Public Schools.
This is a great privilege because I admired Haberman tremendously.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, you got to do it right.
Yay! Today is really the inauguration, the opening of the Milwaukee Center for Teaching, Learning, and Public Education, and as a cornerstone is the Martin Haberman Library for Social Justice Teaching. So and our center is going to include much more than just this library, or this library will be the foundation of our center. And what Dr. Haberman has stood for through all his years of advocating for urban education, urban educators, and urban children will help inform the work of our center. We'll be conducting classes, we'll be conducting, we'll be helping teachers renew their licenses through various processes that they need to use these days. We'll be promoting multicultural, anti-racist education amongst our members and throughout the district. And it does speak to the fact that the union itself and the union movement in this country is understanding that we have to continue to advocate for bread and butter issues, but also take up educational issues and social justice issues. Because how our community goes in terms of justice or injustice, so too go our schools. And so we as teachers, we as a union, have to stand with our children, with their families, and with the entire community advocating for that.
I thank you all. And I hope that you make use of all of this. I wouldn't have done any good in my storage locker. I wouldn't have had a storage locker big enough. And I'm happy to share. It should be shared. It's not just for one person. It should be shared, and that's what he would have wanted. Thank you.
Those of us who believe in public education are in the struggle of our lives right now. No kidding. We're in a struggle, not just for our dignity as educators, but for the survival of the entire enterprise of public education, as for all its imperfections, still, an absolutely precious legacy of the United States, which goes back all the way, not just to Horace Mann, who happened to live in my state of Massachusetts, but back to Thomas Jefferson at his very best. It's not being left or liberal to support the public schools in the United States. It's being very patriotic. That the public school lies at the bedrock of any possibility that we will someday be a genuine democracy. I always tell that to my teacher friends and allies everywhere. Don't ever let that spark of joy be darkened by be extinguished by the tension of the struggle, because I think the best warriors for justice are the ones who never lose their sense of whim and humor and delight. And I always say schools of education ought to have a course in the perpetuation of irreverent and mischievous joy in the hearts of teachers, especially in Wisconsin.